First, fast, and accurate. News Channel 25, WVTT.
Well, we are patiently waiting for that warm up here in the Twin Tiers, and it's scheduled to come this weekend. Today, the high was about 34 degrees, and overnight tonight, we're going to see temperatures reaching to about 25 degrees, mid-20s overnight, with a little bit of cloud cover. And then tomorrow, we're going to see a high of about 34 degrees, some sun peeking through the clouds there, and then it looks like this weekend we're going to have temperatures almost in the 50s. We're definitely going to be around the mid-40s range, and trying to get to that 50 mark is going to feel a lot like spring. But don't get too excited. Next week, it looks like we're going to get a little bit of rain, a little bit of precipitation, and temperatures are going to drop a little bit. I'll have full weather details for you later on.
Global news update on WVTT.
Well, some parents at a high school in New York expressed concerns Tuesday night after a school resource officer's gun went off during school. Town of Lloyd police say the officer's gun went off inside the halls of Highland High School early Tuesday afternoon. While police have not released much information, they did say that the officer was on duty during foot patrol. Some students say they heard a noise, but say they never felt they were in any danger.
We were all really confused and shocked, and we were like, wait, what happened? How did that happen?
No students or staff were in the area when the gun discharged, but for the time being, the Student Resource Officer program has been suspended until the completion of the investigation. A group representing survivors of sexually abused by priests named the Dirty Dozen list of cardinals it said would be the worst candidates to replace Pope Benedict. The Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests, or SNAP, said that the list is based on the cardinals' handling of sex abuse cases. Vatican spokesperson, the Reverend Thomas Rosica, says the list will not influence the selection of the next pope.
We are well aware of the positions of SNAP and the information that you've seen in the press, but it really isn't up to SNAP, that organization, to determine who should participate or not in the conclave.
The cardinals named on SNAP's list have not yet responded. Venezuela has announced a week of mourning for President Hugo Chavez. The colorful politician lost his battle with cancer on Tuesday. A state funeral will be held on Friday, and many Venezuelans have taken to the streets to express their support for the former leader. A passenger plane crashed in a residential compound a few meters from the United Nations missions offices on Monday in Goma in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the DRC. The plane belonged to the African Deviation, which crashed while trying to land during a heavy rainstorm. The exact cause of the crash has not yet been determined. The aircraft, a Fokker 50, was en route to Goma and a mining town in Kasai Orientale province in the central DRC. 7 bodies were retrieved from the wreckage, among them 2 crew members. 3 survivors were rescued and rushed to the hospital where they are still undergoing treatment tonight. The plane may have started breaking into pieces before crashing into the residential compound. Some debris from the plane hit a communications tower, causing damage to microwave equipment. Wednesday was a good day for some markets in Asia. Japan's Nikkei was boosted by hopes of further monetary easing by the next likely governor of the Bank of Japan. Also in Japan, Sharps series are up 14%. That's after South Korean electronics manufacturer Samsung said it wouldn't buy a stake worth more than $100 million in the Japanese firm. The miracle pine tree, which survived 2011 tsunami in northern Japan, is completely restored ahead of a second year since the 2011 Great East Japan earthquake. The monument was completed on Wednesday. The replica branches and pine needles, about 7.7 meters high and 15 meters wide, were lifted by a crane and attached to the trunk about 18 meters from the ground. An onlooker said it looks as if the lone pine has come back to life. He said he hopes that it continues to serve as a symbol of hope. The head of a local pine grove preservation group said he cannot help but have mixed feelings. He said he would have been happier if the tree had not been felled. The ceremony will be held on March 22nd. Starting from that day, the tree will be illuminated every night for 1 year. The solitary pine became a symbol of hope for the reconstruction of Ritzianu Inwanu Prefecture. Don't know if I said that absolutely correctly, but it's great to have a stab at it. It was cut down to be partly treated with a preservation because it was dying from extensive saltwater damage. A construction crane accidentally fell into a bay in Oregon on Tuesday. A spokeswoman for the Central Lincoln Public Utilities District says it happened while repair crews were replacing power line support towers that span the bay. No one was hurt. A new crane is expected to be installed on Thursday. A powerful winter storm is dumping wet, heavy snow in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Plows are moving through the city to clear the roadways. Forecasters say the city will get 4 to 6 inches of snow. The storm is expected to move out of the area later this afternoon. And a Virginia couple entered a guilty plea to felony abuse charges Tuesday for leaving their daughter in a makeshift cage for days. Brian and Shannon Gore also submitted an Alford plea of aggravated malicious wounding charges, which means that they know the evidence would likely prove them guilty. Investigators say 2 years ago they found the couple's then 6-year-old daughter nude, laying in her own feces, suffering from bed sores and hungry. She weighed only 16 pounds, which is the average weight of a 6-month-old. The child, who is now 8, was expected to testify by closed-circuit TV. The trial began on Tuesday with jury selection. But the couple's attorney says they decided to put their fate in the hands of the judge instead because all of the media attention the case has received.
There would be a more meaningful sentencing by a judge.
Sentencing for that couple will be June 10th. Let's take a look now at the WVTT Wall Street Wrap-Up. It's brought to you by News Radio 96.7 WVTT. The Dow was up about 42 points to close at 14,296. NASDAQ down about 2 points to close at 222. And the S&P up about 2 points to close at 1541. Much more news here on Twin Tiers Evening News. Keep it here.